Hello and welcome to my seed starting station in my garage. Today I have a theory about why my seedlings are not growing, but if you notice from any of my prior videos, things aren't getting very big, very good. I've only got 3 weeks left until the average last frost date in Northeast Kansas, and my seedlings are still like only this big and no third or fourth leaves. It's all just the primary leaves after they sprout. So my theory is that when I put them in this cup and then I bottom watered to get them to sprout, I packed the dirt too tightly to the point where they couldn't, the water couldn't drain out. So the potting soil just held on to the water and kept them drowning basically. And then the top would dry so that when I touch it, it feels dry to the touch, but the bottom never completely dries. That's my theory. So I'm gonna go ahead and do a time-lapse video so you don't have to sit and watch me do the whole thing. I've got some solo cups. I'm gonna take the tomatoes and probably the peppers that are in these cups. I'm gonna take them out and put them in regular solo cups with dirt that's not moistened and see if we can save some of these babies. So let's go see what happens. Before I do the time lapse, here's just a quick look. Most of them are tomatoes, but you can tell how dark this green pepper is versus how yellow this, and look, I watered it this morning and they're still standing water. So hold on babies, we're gonna try to fix ya. Hello, hope you enjoyed that time lapse. It took a long time. Probably only a couple minutes for you, but I feel like I've been at this for an hour. So maybe when I turn the camera around, you'll be able to see why I hesitated for so long to use the solo cups. They just take up so much room. But I'm starting to think maybe I should not start like that, or the other thing that I started with this year was this. Last year I started with reusable grow bags, which they don't disintegrate. I guess they're not reusable. You're supposed to just be able to plant the whole thing. And then I found several places that I had taken the plant out, but the little bag stayed in the dirt. So I didn't really like those. The solo cups did pretty good after the plants got taller, but when you plant that whole bag, it never goes away. So I didn't want to do that again. This year, I'm year 3. I'm still learning. I'm kind of sad that I'm learning my patience and I'm learning to give it time so that things can turn around if they're going to turn around, and me just not kill everything just for no reason. And in doing that, I've overloved them and overwatered them. So let's take a look at how everything looks now. Okay, I've got flowers, pumpkins, yellow squash, a few odds and ends in this tray, but look at how much space all of these solo cups take up. And I made a sacrifice decision. I'm gonna keep that pepper plant that has more green on it, and I decided to move the grow lamp off of that pepper plant and put it, it's actually up there instead, but there's just so many solo cups. I can't. There's nothing else I can do at this point because nothing is growing. Most of these tomato seeds I planted in March. Yeah, it's April. So these things have been planted for probably 3 weeks, maybe longer, and they are this big. So something had to change. Just for reference, this is the potting soil I was using to put in the solo cups. Nice and fluffy. And this is the soil that was coming out of the little 2-inch pots. Completely soaked. And I'm sad to say this is not my first time repotting most of these things. This is my second time repotting them, because I did the same thing. I had them in those 6 packs, and I took them out of those and individually packaged them in those little small squares that I showed you earlier. And then I did the same thing and I overwatered them again. So I'm still learning. Maybe this will be the way that 2021 starts growing. And the purpose of me sharing my experiences with you is so that perhaps somebody out there could learn from my mistakes. This is only my 3rd year. The first year I didn't even start anything in the garage. I moved into a house that already had an existing flower garden area and a compost bin. And in the line at Walmart one day, they had seed packets. And I was like, huh, I have a garden now. Maybe I should try that. And I just direct sowed, and it wasn't really that fun. I had some green beans. I had a couple peppers. I think I bought an actual pepper plant that year. And from that moment on, I was hooked. I almost killed the pepper plant. I went on Facebook and I asked people what to do, how to fix it. I got it to come back around and it started producing fruit. And then I was just kind of hooked. So I started learning. I started watching M.I. Gardener and Jess at Roots and Refuge Farm, and just trying to absorb all the knowledge that I could find regarding gardening. And year 3, this is my 3rd year trying. This is my 2nd year starting seeds. So I'm still learning. I appreciate your patience with me if you're watching this video. To end the video, let's look at some flowers that I have that I started from seed that look really cool up close. So thanks again for watching.